Dr. Lisa, you go first. Do you have a quick success story about a reactive dog? And then, Mindy, if you can think of one with a different issue for reactivity. And if you have to change the names to protect the innocent canines, go for it.
Well, so Arden, you know me, so I'm going to stand on the soapbox I always stand on. I'm going to give the floor to Mindy in a second to talk about the successes we've had with the methods we use in the course. But I just want to remind people that sick dogs act weird. So I had a dog come in for reactivity. This is extremely common. Reactivity is the pandemic in dogs. Okay. It's all over the world. And I watched him. I couldn't touch him. He was too aggressive. He was reacting too much in the exam room. So we talked about sedation. We're talking. I'm watching him walk and I'm seeing that he's shifting weight in the back. Like when a dog stands up, they generally stand. So they don't, like a horse, put that weight onto one leg. They don't do that, right? So I saw that he would shift onto the left hind and I'd see his toes would be more splayed. That's a telltale sign. More splayed on the right than the left. Then he would shift. And I said, I'm worried your dog is painful. This is my biggest concern right now. We got to work this out. We will deal with the reactivity. I'll alleviate some of the anxiety and fear now, but this is no bueno, right? So
right.
That's my term. Yeah. So then we sedated him, arthritis, moderate, both hips and in one of the elbows. I put him on 2 pain medication. He's cured.
Awesome. Thank you for doing that. Thank you.
You gotta go to the vet. You gotta demand the tests. Dogs who are scared and you can't touch, in the veterinary clinic, we can't do an exam. That means you have to go straight to the tests, right? You can't say, oh, my dog's not painful. You don't know. Right. Your dog can't speak English. All right. And off to Mindy.
Well said, because rule out any medical underlying condition. That's your point. And I love that. All right, Mindy, take it away.
Well, I piggyback on that because it made me think about a case that I worked on. And we work on a lot of cases together because I often get referrals from the veterinarians at Florida Veterinary Behavior. But anyway, I was working with this dog. And the first thing we do is take a really good history. And sometimes we get a lot just from that history. And sometimes you get a lot, obviously, by observing the dog. So they brought it in with the sole problem that the dog was hypervigilant outside and reacted quickly to things it saw. But what I noticed was when we were working together quietly in the pet parent's home, was how worried the dog was at noises he heard and sounds that he heard. And I think I know that this was ramping up the dog's anxiety and making him even much worse. So he would go out already stressed by things he was hearing inside the house. So we worked on both of those issues. We worked on changing the inside environment in a lot of different ways, calming the dog down, starting not just walking out the door, but starting at the door, being calmer, being more controlled, being more zen. And just these few things that we did. And then, of course, strategies for outside, for the hypervigilance and the over responsiveness to the environment. Putting all of that together, the dog became, I would say, 80% better easily. And that's huge because sometimes it's hard to get 100%. We have heard those stories that people have used these techniques that we've given them. And we'll get maybe an email or a phone call a year later and said, and I remember one in particular, her name was Laura, and she had this dog. And she emailed us about a year later and said, I continue to work on the program and my dog kept getting better and better and better. And now I can go to agility with my dog. I can trial in agility with my dog and he's perfectly calm now. So
Thank you.
Your story may vary, of course, but,
So we're talking to Dr. Lisa Radasta and Mindy Cox of the Real Dog Nerds. We just have a few minutes left in the show. It goes by really fast. I want people who are tuning in, because people are tuning in from literally all over the world. If you're not living in South Florida and be able to see them in person, Dr. Lisa, tell us about how this program, how you can sign up for it. It's very affordable and you can bounce out anytime, because Kona and I are interested and we're going to sign up.
So you just go to therealdognerds.com and you can click on, is it still solutions, Mindy? The tab says solutions, and then you see all the courses that we have. And this is from reactive to sensational. And we have a 7-day trial for free, so you can get started. And I want to say too, I find as I'm like reading the emails that come to me and on television, everything's about personalization. So I want to remind you to personalize your dog's plan, whether it's with our course or otherwise. A lot of us get very excited and hyped up and we want to achieve the gold standard. The gold standard is what works for your dog. And if what works for your dog is luring your dog for the rest of your dog's life, holding a treat at its nose and turning it, I'm good. You don't have to do more. If you want to go all the way to Olympic level, you can do that. The course will take you there. It's what's right for you and your dog, not what's right for someone else or someone else's expectation.
But this is a lot of work that you're both doing. And just quickly, Mindy, I mean, this was a comprehensive course. I mean, there's a whole checklist on there. They've got the color zones. You gave a lot of information. There's a nice welcome video from Dr. Lisa. Anything you want to say about, I mean, you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this, Mindy.
I'd say we put our heart and soul into it, and we don't even sit back after it's done. We relook at it. We decide, is this working? Do we need to adjust that a little bit? So we're always looking to improve it. And we love feedback, by the way. We love feedback from people who are taking the course or have taken the course. And we answer every email from people taking the course. We answer their questions. We help them. So I want to point that out because that's huge. We didn't just put a course out there. We're still involved.
Hey, we got a minute left. What's a quick message each one of you want to give to our listeners out there that are so blessed to have a dog or more in their life? Mindy, you're up first, and then finish strong, Dr. Lisa.
Well, if it's course related, I just want to reiterate what Lisa said, give yourself a break. But I also want them to put any time whether they take the course or not, whether they have this issue or another issue. I want you to put yourself in your dog's paws for a day. Try to figure out what the world looks like from your dog's eyes. Cut them a little slack and quit labeling them, because labels, stubborn, difficult, whatever, are not helpful.
I like that. And Dr. Lisa?
I would like you to today and maybe every day find 3 fantastic things about your dog so that the scales will be tipped on most days. Even those days where walks are horrific, the scales are going to be tipped toward the wonderful things about your dog that will keep your mental state and your attitude positive so that you can help your dog.